Now, when you go out and you do a search on the search engine, it's going to pull back those top 10 websites. Okay, and this is a screen capture from a tool that I use, and it can all be done by hand, but it kind of illustrates the concept that I want to teach to you. And you can do this by hand, or you can buy software to do it. This is the software that I use. Okay, it's showing me, let me grab a highlighter here real quick. Okay, it shows me in this area right here those top 10 pages. Okay, and so if I type in the keyword, and I think the keyword that I used here was digital signage or digital signage software, something like that. I can't remember. Okay, but for that keyword, here are the top 10 sites. So these are the ones that if I use digital signage solution, that was this keyword. Okay, my brain's coming back to me. If I use the keyword digital signage solution, these are the 10 that I'm going to be up against, that I've got to fight, that I've got to play King of Bunkers Hill with to get to the top of the search engine. Okay. Then if I look over here on this side, it's going to go out there and just do some basic. This is not the whole picture, but just a small piece of it to give me an idea of whether they're a bear or they're a chipmunk. Okay. So I can decide if this is a good keyword based upon how competitive it's going to be. Okay. Now, if you look up here at the top, I can go across and quick tell you what it's going to tell me here. How old the domain name is, 3 years, 13 years, 10 years, and the search engine cares about how old your domain name is. Okay. The older it is, the better. Okay. Google also gives you what's called a page ranking. Every page out there has a page ranking for Google. And what that says is how good they think your website is, where they give you an expert or not. Okay, and so you can get when you start out, you'll start out with a 0 and you work your way out. And the higher numbers are hard to get off from Google, but this will show you how they're ranking those pages that are out there that are going to be your top 10 competitors. You're going to have to duke it out with for that keyword. Okay, in this column, it shows us the number of web pages. And for some reason, Google thinks the more pages you have on your website, you must have, if you've got more content, more pages, you must be smarter. So they give you some plus points for that. Okay, and in this column, it shows me how many backlinks that I have. And these particular backlinks are backlinks that are just to that specific page, Then the next column shows me backlinks that are to any pages on that domain name, any pages to anywhere on my website, links that are to there. Okay, and those are really the hard one. That's the one that I look at the heaviest. Okay, then over here it gives me the links that I have from educational institutions, and okay, because those are important, as we said, that they're perceived as experts. Then we come back here. Is your site listed on DMOZ? Is your site listed on Yahoo? Do you have the keyword in your title? Do you have the keyword in your URL? Do you have the keyword in your description? Do you have the keyword in a heading? And this last column is not really relevant, but it was the last time that your page was indexed by the search engine. So as we look at this, it can give us a picture. Okay. So if I come down here and I look, we can pick some of these. Okay. Let's pick this one down here. Okay. This one, the domain name is 10 years old. It has a page rank of 5. It has 227 pages, but this is where I'm really going to get killed. Okay, it has 1,920 links directly to the page and 2,210 links to other pages within the website. Okay, that's going to be tough because in order to compete with this, in order to fight with this, I've got to do that. I've got to go out and I've got to generate that number of links. Okay. So my software comes back and it says, hey, this guy's a grizzly bear. Do you really want to fight with him? Okay. And so as I look at this keyword, I just look at this picture, I can see, hey, I've got some grizzly bears in here. I've got some pretty high numbers that would be pretty high to compete with. Okay. And, you know, I'm looking for chipmunk spots. Well, look right here. Look right here at this one. Okay. Here's a chipmunk. He has got 73 links directly to the page and 84 links to pages within his site. You know what? Can I do that? Yeah, I can do that. Okay, and look over here, in his on-page things, you know. He's not listed on Yahoo. He does have it in his title. He doesn't have it in his URL. He does have it in the description. He doesn't have it in the header, okay? So I can fix my page so it has that, and I can get these links. And he's got 51 pages. I may have a hard time with the number of years he's had his domain name, and so to compete with that, I may have to have a few more links over here to give me more score points to compensate for that. Okay, but I can fight with that. There's a chipmunk that I can fight. If this is all red, every one of them is red, you know, I would rather choose my battle somewhere else. Okay, but there's a chipmunk right there. If you look at some of these others, 355 links, 718, a little harder, but I can still fight it. Maybe that's an elk or a moose or something, you know. And so, you know, I can still compete there. But if I see some chipmunks in the crowd, that's what I'm looking for in that top 10 list as I analyze their pages and how good a job they've done with their SEO. I want to find some that have got some room that I can get into without spending a whole lot of money and a whole lot of time doing it, okay? So when I talk about looking for a chipmunk, that's what I'm looking for. And, you know, you may not find chipmunks out there. You may find, you know, skunks or something else, I don't know, a little bigger and a little more difficult to work with. But, you know, I try to avoid the grizzly bears in most cases. I've got some sites that I can be, because I'm a grizzly bear in some sites. If you look at search terms like web design and some of those, we're looking up there, and I've got, you know, 40,000 links to my website. And so I'm the grizzly bear. And, you know, if I want to go out and I want to take on some other grizzly bears, I can do it. But it's a page that I've got established. It won't take me a lot of work to do that because I'm already done, and I can move into those categories if I want to. But if you're a new site, you don't want to take on the grizzly bears if you can help it, okay? So that hopefully you understand that, and that kind of gives you the concept. Like I said, we'll go into this in detail, but choosing those keywords can be critical. And this is where it's going to show it to you, because if you choose a keyword that has all grizzly bears, they all have their pages optimized really, really well, and they've got lots of backlinks to their pages, you're going to have a battle on your hands, and you're going to have a whole lot of work in order to effectively compete with them, okay? And you do not want to do that if you can avoid it. So, okay, let me go back and change back to my regular cursor here, and we'll move on to the next thing, okay? Now, we talked about SEO elements as divided up into on-page and off-page. Okay, and that can kind of help you to understand what they are. But now let's take all the SEO elements and let's prioritize them differently. You know, I'm by nature a guy that likes to, you know, get as much bang for my buck as I can. Okay, so if I'm going to spend time at something, I want to spend the time where I'm going to get the most gain for the least amount of time first. You know, if you're spending your money, you want to spend your money where you're going to get the most and the best for the cheapest. You know, maybe there's some people out there that like to buy expensive things that aren't very good. I don't know, but I'm not one of them. And SEO is that way too. If you're going to spend your time, let's spend your time on the things that are going to be the most important. So we want to take our SEO elements and we've divided them up into different categories, okay? The ones that are absolutely essential, those are the ones that you want to make sure are done because they're going to give you the biggest bang for your buck, the biggest bang for the amount of time that you spent. You'll move yourself up the search engine first. Then the next, once we've got those down good, we want to move down into the very important category and work on things that are very important. Then we'll move to important things. Okay, then once we've got all those done, we'll move into moderately important. And once we have, you know, we're all the way through there, you know, and we've got some extra time, we'll maybe move into the slightly important things. Okay, and that's the way that you need to do SEO. You need to first work on the things that are essential and work your way down the list. So we're not going to have time to really go through all of those, but let's look at the essential list, okay, first, so you have an idea for what that is. Okay, the essential elements for SEO are first, keyword use in your document title. Okay, not a very complicated thing. I had a guy that worked really hard on his website, and he came to me and says, I've got it all done SEO. I ran an analysis report on it, came back, and it said, you don't have your keyword in the document title. And he said, oh my gosh, how did I forget that? The number one item. But you know, sometimes you just can't see the forest through the trees. But make sure you've got your keyword in the document title. And, we'll go into detail on how to do that just so I can give you an example here. Global link popularity, as we talked about that, that's the number two thing on this list is how many other websites and how many, you know, established high-ranking websites point to you. Okay, and the third one is likened to it. Okay, link text from inbound links. Do you have links from within your site pointing to other pages within your site? Do you have links from other sites? And when the search engine look at that, they're going to look at two things. One, the total number of links you have from other sites in their text, and how popular those referrers, those people that are pointing to you are. Okay, so those are number 2 and number 3 in importance, and they go together. Get good links off of good sites. Okay, so that's a critical element. Like I say, we'll have a